So this was one of my first sex, or my first laid. It was one, two, three. It was my fourth time having sex. It was the first time I had real sex when it was actually good. The three first times it was really bad because it was the first sex and I was unexperienced and it was bad as fuck. But this one, so when I was in military, what the fuck? When I was in elementary school, grade 1 to 6, I had this girlfriend that I hanged out with a lot. She was I'm not gonna call her anything. Okay, so
Slut.
yeah. So we went out in like second grade. We went out in like second grade. For 2 years. That's a long time for second grade.
Oh fuck.
Yep. And then we lost connection in high school, because we switched school and stuff. But my stepbrother, I'm not gonna say his name, but my stepbrother, he knew her a little bit too, and they've had sex like one time or two times.
You fucked a girl that was fucking your brother.
so
That's disgusting.
No, I didn't fuck her. I will come to that. And so me and Jonathan, me and my stepbrother, we were at a party. So, but this party, we weren't drinking that much. I was drinking like 3 beers, and he was drinking like 5 beers. It wasn't that much. And then we were on our way home because we were like, oh, this is boring. We need to go home. We weren't even a little bit intoxicated. We weren't drunk or anything. And he was like, you want to meet this girl? I'm like, who is it? Like, oh, it's her. And I was like, oh yeah, sure. I haven't met her in fucking years, but sure. And this was my girlfriend. And he was like, I'm gonna try and get laid. I was like, whoa, oh yeah, go ahead. She's hot. And he was like, she's gonna bring a friend. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, yeah. Do you know her? And he was like, I met her. Is she hot? She's like, okay, she's decent, she's not ugly, but she's not woohoo. So we met them and we went on to us and we went into his room and we were just talking and stuff, and then we were laying in the bed, talking, and they started making out. So me and this girl, we were like, all right, we're gonna make out. So we all went make out in the same bed. Then he was like, can you two go into your room? I was just smiling at him and like, yeah, come here, girl. Let's go into my room.
Hey, yeah, bro. Plug, fam.
Yeah. We understand each other.
Well, you're supposed to help your family get laid as well. Family comes first.
Of course. And I was like, yeah, girl. Let's go into my room. And we went into my room. We made out and stuff. She was on the lower side, and I started to go down on her. And when I did that, I pulled out her pants, I started and I begin to go down on her, and I hear the door open, and I was like, whoa! Like took off the what's it called? When you sleep, and you have this big thing over you. Is that covers?
Yeah.
When you have it's that big thing they have over
Comforter?
you. Over you. Not the sheet and not the pillow. The
comforter.
Comforter.
Is it a big ass blanket that weighs a lot?
So. Yeah, big ass blanket.
Yeah, that's a comforter.
Is it called a cover too?
No.
Motherfucker.
I'm gonna call it a cover. Okay, so I took off the cover and was like, whoa, who is it? And it was Jan. It was him, And I was like, hey, what are you doing in here? And he was like, you getting laid? And then I was turned towards him, and she was kind of behind me because she was laying down in the bed, and I was like sitting up between her knees or between her legs, and I looked at her in the background, and I saw she was shaking her head, and I was shaking my head, but at the same time I had my hand towards my chest where she couldn't see it because she was behind me, and I did a thumbs up, and he was like, all right, I'll go out, and then he went out, and I started to go down her again. A few minutes later, he comes back in.
What the fuck?
Are you fucking in here? We were like, no, and she took off the cover, and she had buttoned her pants, and he was like, all right, and he went out again. So we started again, and I went down her, and we rolled around. She went on top, and I started pulling down my pants. She started pulling down hers, and I was just gonna stick it in. She's like, aren't you forgetting something? I was like, oh yeah. I took out a collar because I knew she wanted to, but I was like, hope she forgets, you know? But she didn't, so. I took out a collar, I put it on, blah, 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 and I sticked it, and you know? It was nothing special about the sex, she was just bad as fuck. She didn't know how to ride, or do cowgirl. So I pulled her down towards me. She was still on top. But I pulled it down towards me, took my hand around her back, and put my hands on her shoulder, and she had her head besides mine, and I took my hand on her shoulder, and I started pounding, you know, like, bam, 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 bam. And then, okay, so this was the most fucked up thing that ever happened in any of the laid I've ever got. I pushed her up again because I was like, oh, I'm tired, and she had to do a little bit. So she was starting riding, you know, and it was pretty bad. But she looked up, because where I had my head, behind my head is my window. So she had her face towards the window, and she looked up, and while she was doing this, she was like, "There's an owl on top of that roof." I was like, "What? What the fuck?" She was like, "There's an owl on top of that roof." That's what she said. I was looking back and like, yeah, it is. And she was like, yeah. It was so uncomfortable. I was like, what? And I was like, don't mind the owl. Like, all right. and we keep on going. Then I hear my brother and this girl having sex.
Oh God.
And like me and my brother, he's had sex besides me, and I've had sex besides him. Yeah.
What?
We really like. I don't give a shit. You can get laid if you want. I'm gonna watch my phone. I don't give a shit. So no, we're like that. We don't care. When I was trying to sleep, he has been getting laid, and I was like, you really? Now I'm trying to sleep, and he was like, we're down soon. And I was like, oh, all right. And I've had sex besides him, blah blah. And so he comes in because I hear that they're done. So he and this girl, my old girlfriend, comes in, and I was like, go out. And he was like, are you guys fucking? And I was like, yeah, go out. And he was like, no, I won't. So he sat by my computer, and the other girl sat in his lap. This was like a one-night stand for both of us. He was like, I'm just gonna play some games. I was like, all right, just go ahead. And we started fucking, you know, and I pulled her down again, and I started to do fast again, and and then I was like, because I just ate like half an hour before that, so I was getting the cramp, you know, in my stomach. I was like, oh shit, you know, and I was like, whew. So I slowed down, and he was like, you can't do anything better than that. You can't do longer. And I was like, yeah, I'm tired, bro. I was like, bro, I'm tired. And then he just started laughing. It was so much fun. And
dude, that's awkward.
Then I hear this. her phone rings. Stupid bitch picks it up
Oh my.
and answers the phone. She sits up with my dick still inside of her. We're not continuously fucking. I just still have my dick inside her, and she sits there. And I was like, "What are you doing?" And she talked to her mom.
Oh, actually, no mind. I had that done to me.
She talked to her mom, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be home soon," and blah blah. And I was like, "This is an opportunity to fuck around a little bit." So while I was laying there, I was like, "All right." And I see this other girl and him, my stepbrother, looking at her, and I didn't care that they were looking at us. And so I was like, "This is an opportunity." So I took my hip and I pulled it up. I pulled it deeper in her. She just grabbed the side of my stomach, you know, the side there where the kidney is. She just grabbed it and was like, stop. You know, like pushing it forward. I was like, okay, I'm gonna stop. And I relaxed. And it took like 5 minutes and I was like, pushing it again. And she was like, stop it. And then she hanged up. And we kept on doing this. And we fucked, and then my stepbrother and this girl, they walked out because they were like, "I'm gonna go into my room." I was like, "All right." And what I hear, this is a Swedish song. It's like a Werid song. If I'm gonna translate it,
just tell us what it's about. Romantic rock, hip hop.
No. It's like a weird song. It's like a banter song that some kid did, and it's like, I got a girlfriend, you do not. I got a girlfriend, you do not.
I would walk in there with like full blown naked and whooped his ass.
Wait. She smells good, yours does not. She smells good, and all of that. And so when they walked out, we kept on doing it for about 10 to 15 minutes, and I hear that song right beside my door. I was like, "Go away!" And I hear, you cannot imagine what I hear for an answer.
I'm intrigued now.
I heard laughter, but it wasn't my stepbrother.
No!
And it wasn't this girl. Can you guess?
Mom.
Okay. It was Jonathan's. Fuck. It was my stepbrother's. Cut that out now. It was my stepbrother's 11-year-old brother.
No!
And his two friends. Because they were having a sleepover.
I would have walked out.
My nigga's over here trying to get some pussy. You got a fucking 11-year-old cock blocking you.
2 rooms away in a house from the 1800s. You could guess that you can hear a lot of stuff.
Alright, here's my problem with that. Man, I will walk down and
shut up. I was so horny. And I hear them walk away with laughter and stuff. And we keep on for 10, 15 minutes, and they come back again, man. And I was just pounding the wall like, "Go away, you piece of shit." And they go away with laughter, and that was the last time they did it. So I came. We were done. We put on our clothes. We go out. So how you're getting to my stepbrother's room, you have to go through this 11-year-old's room. So I went through there with the girl behind me. He was like, "You know, Dad heard when you had sex with that girl." And I was like, "What the fuck?" And he was like 10 by then, I think, or like 9. And I was like, "What the fuck?" "Yeah, Dad heard when you had sex with that girl." I was like, "Yeah, I don't give a shit." This was like 3-4 months after I moved here. So... and then we went home. Everybody went home, and and the little brother just started fake moaning and stuff, and I was like, oh my god. And they went home, and I was like, what the fuck are you doing? And he was like, yeah, it was fun. And he just put on that song for about half an hour. Like, I was like, you stupid, bro. And that's it.
Alright. To be honest, I can't. Alright, hold on before I end this shit.